Guess who's back? Back again. Yes, it's the world's fastest FF03 project. If you've not seen parts 1 or 2, I highly recommend going back to watch them. If you can't be bothered, here's a quick summary. So back in March last year, I found a really cheap FF03 and I decided to see if I could make it go fast and, well, initially just beat my current front wheel drive Tamiya record, which was 53 mile an hour with an FF01. So I gave it a quick check over, I threw a cheap brushless system in it to give it kind of like an initial shakedown to see if it was worthy of spending any more time on it trying to beat my PB and then go on to beat the world record. Initial test, nothing really fell off and I got 30 mile an hour, which with a cheapo brushless system and not doing anything else to it was not too bad. So the world's fastest FF03 project was born. Part 2 saw some major changes with a brand new chassis because the old one, all the screws wouldn't fix in properly and stuff. Brand new chassis, 600 kV brushless motor, Castle Sidewinder 4 ESC and a controversial body change that, well, quite a few people were disappointed by. The weather was pretty bad and it resulted in a speed of only 63 mile an hour. I say only, I mean it was a new PB, but it was no world record. Right, come on then. What did we get? Yay, 63. 102 kilometers an hour, 63 mile an hour. So part 3, and you'll be pleased to know the Civic body is back. Now, the body was nice and new, but you can see now it's got, well, a few scars. But going back to that Ricer vibe from the first video, I don't think it looks too bad. So I was lucky enough to be able to attend Rossa this year, which is a really awesome speed event in the UK. It's held on a huge runway in Wales, and I was there for 3 days, so surely I could take the world record, right? Well, day 1, as you can see, the weather was, well, a bit dog shit. It's raining, it's slippery, but I'm hoping a front wheel drive Tamiya might be all right. See if we can beat my last PB, which I can't remember what it was, 60 something. But I gave it a go, running slightly higher gearing than last time with a 36 tooth pinion 68 spur. Last time was a 28 68, so up 8 teeth on the pinion. Surely it had to go faster.
Are you all right for me to go? I'm not going to go through the traps. Come on then, let's be having ya. It's a bit wet. That's full throttle, no steering, look. Doesn't stop though. Yeah. Should we see how fast it was? Oh, gears. Come on. Oh, what's it doing? Uh-oh. Hang on, go on. 52. 52? Oh, 52. I've had more. I've geared it up. It's geared up. We lost the wheel. I don't know if the hex has come off. We lost the hex. Oh, of course I have. Yeah, that's the kid. I should tighten my nuts. I tightened them, but they just come loose so quick.
Well, you know what? That could have been worse.
Could have been yours.
Could have been mine.
So we ran the FF03 yesterday and we ran it on this gearing. 36 pinion, 68 spur. It was wet. I don't think the battery was charged. I only got like high 50s. I think it had more in it, but I've properly geared up now. 39 tooth and a 64 I think on the spur, so I'm going to see how it goes. 3S of course.
Car 71, 3F.
71, 3F.
Yeah. Let's get this thing going. Yeah, this has got fail-safe sorted on it.
So geared up even more. The runway was dry. It's got to be a PB, hasn't it? It's got to.
See what it was. 75, yes, 75. That's 11 mile an hour off the world record, I think, for a front wheel drive, like an unofficial Tamiya record. It's my PB for that. PB for a front wheel drive for me. Well done. I think, let's see what the GPS said. 76 mile an hour. Yes, 76, come on. So, next job for the FF03 is to see if we can beat the current record, which I think is 83 mile an hour, or 86 actually, 86 mile an hour. I can't remember what we got yesterday, was it 76? Definitely got an 86 in it, running 4S. This is my TAO4, it's a fail, it just doesn't go straight, so I'm gonna worry about this time, but it's got a new Cophead 10 in it with a nice 7,700 kV Castle motor in it. But first we will run this 4S, see what it does. If it doesn't quite do it, we'll switch out to that. We'll run it 3S with more KVs, a little bit more gearing maybe, and see if we can get that 87 mile an hour we need to take the record for a front wheel drive Tamiya, unofficial. Forget everything I just told you. The Sidewinder 4 is only 3S capable, so we've switched to a Copperhead 10 with a 7,700 kV Castle motor, 3760 something, 66 maybe, or 64. And because of the gearing, the old motor was 6,000 kV. We got 1,700 more on that. We're going to run it 3S first. Going to try for that record on 3. If it's a solid run on 3, I might do 4S, but it's sketchy enough as it is. So anyway, yeah, new motor, new ESC. Going to find out what we can do. Car 71, 3S.
71 3S.
71 3S.
71 3S.
Okay, good.
71 3S, thank you.
Going for the Tamiya records.
So with 7,700 kV now, and much more gearing, the world record's got to be in sight, hasn't it? It's got to be. Really struggled with the wind at this point. The car was so hard to keep straight. It was more than just the wind, as we'll find out in a minute. When I got through the traps, I did spin off and it did crash.
Well, that don't look good. What have I done? I just pulled out of there. That's only 58. No. GPS, come on. 78. Ugh. What was that? 78. Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah. 78 mile an hour. Let's go check the damage and then maybe go 4S if we can. So it looks like all we did was lost the screw from under there, so that was just a bit funny. But the diff, you can't, if I hold that wheel, it's just really stiff. So it's like driving with a locked diff, which is going to make this thing even twitchier than it normally is. So I think that might be it for this today. 78 mile an hour though, I think that's third place, and it's a PB for me for front wheel drive, and it's a joint PB for Tamiya overall for me, because I got 78 with my TAO4, so just equaled that.
So 78 miles an hour, that is a joint record with, well, my fastest Tamiya run ever, which is my TAO4. We'll talk about that more in another video. It's certainly got more in it. Like I've said, the wind was playing real havoc on these smaller ones, and when I realised the diff was really tight, I called it a day. So what's next for the FF03? Well, it's definitely got more in it. So I'm going to completely strip it down, rebuild that diff, make sure that's running all right. A lot of people lock diffs in speed cars, but because this is front wheel drive, I don't think a lock diff works very well because it makes it really skitty when it's driving along. So we need to make sure that diff's nice and smooth. I'll rebuild it, strip it down, leave the motor in. The motor, ESC and gearing I think is perfect, and we'll go again. Will part 4 be a world record? It's got to be.